There's like 40 to 50 new weapons or so in this DLC. We're getting new things left and right, and sometimes you just stow and go when these weapons drop. As this is happening, pay special attention to this one right here, the Ogma PR6. When you see this thing drop, look at it because it is worthy of an instant lock. One more time, when it drops, look at it. It's very special. It can do things no other weapon can. And I also know there's a lot of things going around on YouTube right now, but I am extremely firm on this one. This one is legendary tier, S tier. I want to show you some of the amazing things that it can do. This weapon has a role I have been looking for in every single DLC, every expansion that comes out. I'm kind of a weapon librarian, so I check every one, and this perk combo's never come up until now with the Witch Queen. And also note, there just isn't one extremely rare perk combination. There's like 3 to 4, and a couple of them only drop on this. I'm going to fully review the pulse, but I want to start with the rare roll. I'm going to be taking this into the raid. It's that good. I'm about to nerd out here with no filter. The majority of this video is on this roll, but there's so much more after that. This is the first primary mid-range weapon ever to have the stacking benefit of Demolitionist Wellspring. Why is that important? Why is that crazy? Because Demolitionist kills this weapon generate grenade energy. Activating your grenade ability reloads the weapon from reserve. So you get 10% grenade energy with a final blow with this pulse rifle. When you throw the grenade, you refill the magazine. Wellspring kills this weapon generate ability energy. This energy is divided between your uncharged abilities. When you get a kill, it grants 7.5% ability energy, and then it's then split between the uncharged abilities. If your grenade is the only thing that's uncharged, it all goes to the grenade, meaning that each kill is almost 20% of your grenade back. And it could be actually a little bit more because this may stack multiplicatively, but it results in, compared to just Demolitionist, you get your grenade back and 3 to 4 less enemies defeated. And then you start combining things with your subclass, it gets wild. You've been seeing the Bleak Watcher in the background. It's taking a tier 10 Bleak Watcher, which is a 58-second cooldown. With this perk combination and getting kills, I'm throwing Bleak Watchers every 7 to 8 seconds. And with Destiny evolving, enemy density is rising. More enemies in an area, and you saw that with the campaign if you played it. I'm also running I Have Another World with this setup, just cranking out Bleak Watchers. But it gets into other things like take the Duskfield. The Duskfield has a tier 10 24-second cooldown. It moves quickly, and it's accelerated by something like Whisper of Shards, where you get the boost to your recharge rate. Like 2 to 3 kills, it's back. It's crazy. The Hunter just got the new exotic, the Renewal Grasps, and I plan to pair it with this weapon. And with that exotic, your Dustfield grenades have a much larger effect radius. Allies inside the Dustfield take reduced damage, and targets inside deal reduced damage. But it's not just stasis. You can go on something like Middle Tree Well with a weapon like this, the healing grenades. I have the Firebolt, a 24-second cooldown. If you heal an ally, Benevolent Dawn's going to be there to accelerate that grenade, meaning it's going to come back even faster. If you're right on top of it and kill 3 adds quickly, it's back. Only 2 kills with a little bit of time in between. Then we have Void 3.0 and pairing something like the Controverse Hold on the Void Lock. And remember, the Controverse Hold, it gives grenade energy on a hit. So if you have on something like Ashes to Assets, right now I have 2 of them on, where getting grenade kills gives you more super energy. If the enemy density is there, if there's a lot of enemies, with the Controverse Hold, something like a overcharged Vortex, it actually bypasses the cooldown because it's up for so long. Controverse Hold will proc twice, giving the grenade back, not to mention all the super energy from the grenade kills. Even without that, the Controverse Hold can get the grenade back in about 50% of its recharge rate, 40 to 50, and from there, this pulse with Demo Wellspring gets it back in a couple of kills. Seriously, it is the real deal. We've seen rare perk combinations in the past like Dragonfly Rampage, or a lot of people are focused on damage. This is on the other end of the spectrum. This is pure ability. I've been searching for this one, and with Void, you start stacking that grenade with things like Weakening, or the new Child of the Gods Void aspect, where the Void Soul will weaken and drain energy, giving you back grenade and melee. There's also something like the Sunspot. Standing in them, you get 20% more damage. You get a passive recharge to your grenade. And then something like the new Splendor Helm I went over not too long ago, it's starting to give you health back in that Sunspot. This thing's the real deal. There were actually 3 weapons inserted in the game with Demolitionist Wellspring, and I have one of the other ones, the Typhon Grenade Launcher. That doesn't get me too excited, not like the Pulse. There's also the Kinetic Slug Fortissimo, the Vanguard Shotgun, complete strikes, rank up packages, and which, by the way, this Pulse is a world drop from what I have seen. So you can get it from the Umbral Worldly weapons, you can get it from the Gunsmith, it's going to drop out in the wild. That's what I've seen from it. If otherwise, let us know down in the comment section, but that's where I've been getting them. But with something like the Kinetic Shotgun, Demo gives 20% grenade energy on kills because it's a special weapon. Then Wellspring on top of that, so it's going to be good. But the big thing about the Ogma is that it's the short, mid to long range Slayer. It's in the artifact with Unstoppable Pulse, so you can use an exotic primary like Izanagi, use a legendary sniper, or use your exotic heavy Gallarhorn, Parasite, and more. But this isn't the only rare perk combination that this thing has. This thing's phenomenal. Like, I love this thing. Another one that it has is Demolitionist Dragonfly. Now, the 7th Seraph sidearm has this as well, and it can make Warmind cells. And in the past, we've had 2 weapons that have far gone sunset. But the idea is that the Dragonfly explosion collaterals will proc Demolitionist. So when you headshot an ad, you get 10% grenade energy there. Each collateral that happens is also going to give 10% grenade energy. It's an amazing roll, so look for that as well. But the Demo Wellspring one, man, you're essentially doubling up on your grenade energy. Fast cooldowns. And then compared to something like Dragonfly, the enemies don't have to be close. You're just shooting ads. And if you use another ability, like say you use your melee or your barricade, your rift, whatever, the grenade's always getting the 10%, and that 7.5% from Wellspring is going to be split. It's just ultimately getting back abilities faster, all of them. It also has the Omelon Fluid Dynamics trait, so a faster reload and stability at the top half of the magazine. It's a laser beam. This can work in the Crucible as well. Same deal. Lots of grenade energy when you get that final blow. Lots after a kill. It's a 450 RPM lightweight. It does lose some appeal in the Crucible, but in PvE, the Pulse has got the 10% damage buff. It's been great. Those two are really good, but when this thing drops, it still has more stacked rolls. Straight up, it's one of the best PvE weapons, and I'm firm on that because of all the perk combinations it can get. Like, look at these. Stats for all, one for all. Demolitionist Adrenaline Junkie, Unrelenting Dragonfly, and collaterals will proc Unrelenting. The only other ones to have this perk combo is the new Under Your Skin bow, and there's 2 machine guns that have it. Then check this out. There's a new one, Adaptive Munitions. It rolls on other weapons. This weapon adapts its damage output and effectiveness against energy shields that don't match this weapon's damage type. So this is a solar pulse, meaning it's going to do a little bit more damage to void and arc shields. But on the other side, we have Disruption Break. Breaking an enemy's shield with this weapon makes them more vulnerable to kinetic damage for a brief period. 50% more kinetic damage after you break the shield. And guess what? This is the only weapon in the game to roll Adaptive Munitions with Disruption Break. This thing is cracked. It's incredible. And again, I do stand by that. I stand by it's one of the best weapons in the game. Each one that drops, get that feeling in your stomach. Look at it. Pull in some of these rolls. Demo Dragonfly, Demo Wellspring, Unrelenting Dragonfly, Adaptive Munitions Disruption Break. There's so many to want, so pay attention. What's so nice about this weapon is that it has some built-in build crafting. I usually go crazy with things, wells, Warmind cells, charge with light, this mod, that mod. But with this weapon, it's giving you massive acceleration at the start, so when you do add in things like well mods, charge with light, and other things, it gets nutty. I play a lot of PvP, and I edit my videos in sections, so I actually want to circle back to the Crucible for the end of the video. This pulse frame isn't for everyone. 450 RPM pulse, it has a 0.87 TTK with a high crit requirement. 8 straight headshots need to land for that 0.87. But with this, one of the saving things is fluid dynamics, that stability. It's the saving thing. With it being a 450 though, that's gonna lose a lot of you, and I get that. With what we know about the Crucible and what works, the traditional perk combos just simply aren't there. You'd have to go with something like Demolitionist Adrenaline Junkie, maybe Perpetual Motion or Heating Up with Wellspring. It's not really built for PvP. However, with what it is built for, the other side, ability-based, it can shine in PvP with it doing the things that it does. Pure gun lethality though, obviously nothing like a Desperado Messenger. Nothing like most hand cannons. This has a niche thing about it. So for those roles, it would be something like Demo Wellspring. It has that different kind of lethality. Even with all that, I see a lot of people discounting it because it is a 450, I get it. But with what it has, what it does, it is more of a team shot weapon than a straight 1v1 weapon. So if you do like pulse rifles, there's a lot of void things going on with overshields. This pulse would work great with that, especially as a team shot weapon, and you can get those abilities back faster. PvE though, it's ready to rock for PvE. It is one of the biggest workhorses in Destiny 2, low-key, diamond in the rough, beyond the pursuit. If you're new here, remember to hit the subscribe button, and if you are subscribed, thank you so much for your support. Look in your vault, look for the drops, good luck, you're gonna love it. Thank you for watching, and until the next one, I am CoolGuy.